This is called the package deal of human life. We sit down to meditate and our mind gets all full of worldly things. Pujya Swamiji always says, we spend all day in the world and we never think of God. But when we sit down to meditate on God, the whole world comes in our mind. Now, those two things are related. When you are not meditating, see, we actually prepare for our meditation the rest of the time. Let's say you meditate half an hour a day. Well, the other 23 and a half hours a day are actually creating your meditation in the same way that they create your sleep. The science of sleep now is all about focused on kind of what do you do in the few hours before you sleep. Don't be on your device, don't be watching TV, don't, listen to the news. I mean, there's a whole list of things that you should not do and should do before sleep, so that when you lie down to go to sleep, A, you can fall asleep right away. B, you don't see crazy, stupid dreams and nightmares and whatnot. C, so that you have a restful sleep. You can't think that you're just going to live however you want to live, watch whatever you want to watch, listen to whatever you want to listen to, and then shut your eyes and get, beautiful 8 hours. It's not going to happen. In the same way, you can't think that you're just going to live however you want to live and then close your eyes and be like this and suddenly oneness with God. You've got to start preparing for your meditation in the way you live your life. That which you fill your mind with the other 23 and a half hours are exactly what's going to come up when you sit down to meditate. So, most basic things. What TV programs do you watch? What movies do you see? Who do you hang out and gossip with? Who are you following on social media? What are you paying attention to in your daily life? Because whatever you're paying attention to, it stays. On the old computer screens, now they just shut off and go to sleep. But on the old computer screens, they used to have these things called screensavers, right? You remember you'd get like flying saucers or waterfalls or whatever it was, these things that when you weren't using your computer for long enough. Now, the same thing is true with our minds. You pay attention to something enough times, for long enough, it imprints itself on your mind, on your subconscious, so that when you go to meditate or you go to sleep, either way, that's what shows up now in your mind. So if all day long you're looking at people and you're saying, God, that's a nice purse. I wish I had that purse. God, she's got a much nicer sari than I do. I wish I had such a nice sari. Wow, look at her diamond earrings. I wish I had diamond earrings. And every store window I look in, I wish, oh God, I wish I had that. I wish I looked like that. Well, when you close your eyes, you're essentially going to see Amazon.com on your subconscious. Right? It's going to be like the shopping network on your mind. All the things you saw that you wanted to buy, and even more. And that's why it's so important to take care of our minds, not just the half hour or even 3 hours a day that we meditate, but all of the rest of the time. So you begin to prepare for your meditation the rest of the time. Be careful what you think. Be careful what you're watching. Be careful what you're listening to. It's all going in. It's like if you eat too heavy of a meal, you lie down to go to sleep, well, it's still with you. right? You got to get up in the middle of the night and take Eno or Alka-Seltzer or, whatever you take. Tums, something, because your stomach is upset. It's not just that you've shut your eyes and so your dinner is gone or your midnight ice cream snack is gone. It's still there. And so is everything on your mind. So if you don't want the world to come into your mind when you meditate, as you live, be really careful about what you are paying too much attention to. And that same mantra that we use when we meditate, use it in your life. The minute you start having a thought of desire or fear or anger or judgment or commercialism or materialism or, whatever it may be, just start chanting your mantra. Just chant your mantra. Just return to your breath. And just take the mind back. Take the mind back. And when you begin to meditate, begin with the practice of Japa. Before you meditate, you should always do Japa. It really focuses the mind. For me, the path that works the best is first Pranayama, then Japa, then meditation. So Pranayama stills the mind, brings your mind focused. Then you're giving it the mantra. And when the mind is really just anchored in that mantra, then you shift into the meditation. Now that doesn't mean the world won't come. It just means that you've got a better chance at having a still mind. But if before my pranayama, I was scrolling Instagram and looking at all the influencers I follow and what they're wearing and where they're having their morning cappuccino and who they're out with and what they're, buying, it's going to come in my mind anyway. So just like, if you don't want to wake up in the middle of the night with a bad stomach, don't eat junk before you sleep. Well, if you don't want to have your meditation be junky, don't feed your mind junk. Be careful what you put in it, because that's what's going to come back out of it.